in that Chip Kelly scheme. So all right. So now we're on the defensive side of the ball, where this is going to get interesting, because this is where we have a lot of majority of our holes is the defensive side. You know what I'm saying? And I think that should be our strong part of our team. If all else fails, and if everything goes right, our defense should be the strongest part of our team. And I'm cool with that until the offense, comes along and pulls its weight to where they're complementing each other. But defensive end, what we have on our roster right now is Maxx Crosby, Tyree Wilson, and Andre Carter. Our defensive free agents is Malcolm Koonce, Janoris Jenkins, and Charles Snowden. What do we do there? Are we bringing any of those back?
What about Chaisson?
They got him listed as linebacker.
Okay.
So he's basically an outside linebacker. He's not an actual true edge. He's just an outside linebacker. He's in the linebacker group.
I'll probably bring Malcolm Koonce back. Not probably. I actually would bring him back. I think Maxx Crosby really likes that kid. You know what I mean? So you bring him back, sign him. I don't know. I just don't know if we should sign him for a multi-year, like maybe a 2-year deal, maybe. 3 years.
Maybe a 2-year, maybe a 2-year with an option for the second year, depending on how he does the first year. I'll be cool with that.
Okay, and I think that's about it, honestly, that I would bring back on the defensive end, right?
Yeah. Like I said, Janoris Robinson, I guess, and Charles Snowden. The thing with like Koonce, I think, even Spatek and Pete Carroll even brought up his name, said we need to bring him back. So I can't remember which show it was. I don't know if it was Unnecessary Roughness or if it was the Morning Tailgate. I don't listen to JT show. I don't give him the time of day. I don't want to help his ratings or whatever, but I can't remember which show it was, but one of them had somebody on there that was kind of, from what they were hearing, and they were saying that the market for Malcolm Koonce wasn't there just because he only had really 1 year, a film out there to show basically what he can do. And, he's coming off that injury, and it usually takes a little bit for someone to come back off of a knee injury like that. You know what I'm saying? So they're kind of scared right now, him being in an open market. So he's not actually going to garner what he would normally garner, which would be a, basically $20 million contract. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So his actual, average salary is $20 million. So what I think they probably do, and for him, the best thing for him to do is to come back, like I said, on a 1 year, maybe a 2-year deal with the one and one, an option for the second year, and basically hit the market again. Have a dominant year, show what he can do, stay healthy, and then hit, reset and hit the market again next year. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. So I think we can probably get him back at a pretty good deal. Maybe $8 million, maybe no higher than 10 million. For next year, and I think that's doable. To bring him back. I think if he agrees to that, which I think his agent probably will, so that way he can get another bite of the apple with him being still young. Like, how old is he? He is 27. He'll be 27, basically playing. So he'll be 28 going into next year's free agency or whatever. So I think that's still young enough to where he can get a payday. I think that would be smart for him to do since he has familiarity with the team, with the coaching staff or whatever. So he wouldn't have to kind of learn another defensive scheme, learn basically new verbiage on a new team or whatever when he's trying to get another bite at the apple. So to me, I think Kuntz will be back. And I was also looking at Charles Snowden just for like a little short time of what he did. You know what I'm saying? He is a ERFA. They did label him, because, you have UFA, RFA, and then ERFA. And again, the ERFA is if they offer a contract, which is a league minimum, which is the league minimum is 900 and what is the league? The league minimum is 960,000. And if he doesn't play on it, he has to sit out. I think maybe him being 27, as far as, again, depth piece or somebody that can come in, you know what I'm saying, he knows the defense or whatever, bringing him back for less than $1 million, I would do that. Again, we got to fill 90 players, for, training camp, mini camps, preseason, stuff like that. So I would mind taking a flyer on Charles Snowden, bringing him back for less than $1 million. I don't know about you. I mean, I think he flashed last year in the time that he got an opportunity to play.
Yeah, I mean, I'll bring him back. I got no problem with that. The more bodies we can get, the better, right?
Absolutely. All right, so now we're down to the defensive tackle position. Who we have on our roster is what am I doing? My bad, Raider Nation. So ends. So edge rushers in free agency. We got Khalil Mack, Josh Sweat, Hassan Reddick, Chase Young, Deo I can't even say his name, from Indy, Dante Fowler, Ben Browning, DeMarcus Lawrence, Derek Barnett, Dennis Gardeck, Aziz Alazori, Matthew Judon, and Chauncey Goldstein. Is there anybody in free agency as far as the edge would you bring? Do you want to entertain?
Oh yeah, return of the Mac, baby. Let's bring back 52. Come finish what you started, homeboy.
I heard that the reports that he's possibly going back to Chicago. He's wanting to go back to Chicago from, I guess, his camp or whatever, saying that he's even willing to take less money. I don't know how true that is or whatever, but I would love to have Khalil Mack back. But but it sounds like he wants to go back to Chicago. But anyways, his market value is 23.6 is what Sport Track has, which I don't think he's not going to get that for a 34-year-old edge rusher, but someone may be stupid enough to give it to him or whatever. But so Khalil Mack is who you want.
Khalil Mack or Sweat? I'll take Sweat too.
You take Sweat?
Yep.
Sweat's 28. He has 18.8 million market value is what he has. So I got to put Malcolm Kuntz. So I got to do my 10 mil. Bro, I'm down to 26.7 mil left to out of what I spent from 93 mil, and we just on defensive ends.
They'll figure it out.
Oh yeah. Honestly, I don't really have, because I was looking at it too. I want to stay young. I don't want to go out and get these older guys in free agency. You know what I'm saying? Because those days are over for me of trying to go chase these, these stars or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of on their last hurrah. Not saying that that they wouldn't come in and compete or whatever. But I'm just saying, just being older, And last payday for most of these guys or whatever when they start getting around 30 years old. I want to stay young. If we do get somebody in free agency, if you look at it, the people that I'm going after is still like early 20s, early to mid 20s, because again, they can grow with the team. They're still young enough, like Tevin Jenkins, he's 26. You know what I'm saying? He can grow with that offensive line. You know what I mean? And like I said, Justin Fields is 26. He's my number one free agent quarterback again because he's been in the league for 5 years. He's 26. If he hits, he can grow with this young team. I just don't see a lot of these guys, 29, 33, 31, 29, 33, 31, 30, 34. That's the defensive end. There's some in here for, that's 27, 26. Like Chase Young's 26. I wouldn't want Chase Young. He's been already, on 4 teams now? His motor does not run hot all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, even though he's 26, I wouldn't touch Chase Young.
Yep, me neither.
To me. So I would look to, like I said, bringing Kuntz back, bringing Charles Snowden. That's familiar with PG and the coaching scheme and the players, and then go out and draft some guys and let them compete. D tackle. So we have Christian Wilkins, Jonah Laulu, and Tamari Fox as the 3 guys that's on the roster. Christian Wilkins has 3 years. Jonah Laulu has 3 years, and Tamari Fox has 2 years. Our defensive tackle free agents is John Jenkins, Adam Butler, Zach Carter, and Matthew Butler. Anybody from our free agents list are you bringing back?
Adam and Jenkins, probably one of those 2.
One of those 2. Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't bring both. I think it's time to move on. I think I bring one of them, and then I'll probably bring some more depth during free agency, and then draft some kids. You know what I mean? Okay. I think I'm the same way, G. I'm the same way as you. I'm trying to build this team from the draft. That's always been me. You know that. I like my draft picks. I'm not a big free agent guy.
Yep.
So I would bring in depth and then just keep drafting for the future. You know what I mean?
Right.
Christian Wilkins.
For me, Adam Butler.
Christian Wilkins is the future of that D line, so we just need to keep adding. We need to build around that dude with Max Crosby. You know what I mean?
Yep. And to me, Adam Butler, he's 31. I think he plays really well. They have chemistry. I think Max loves Butler. He also loves Big John Jenkins too, but Jenkins is 36. You know what I'm saying? I think that, like I said, that ship's kind of sailed for him. If he was 2 years younger, maybe. If he was 34, then maybe. But with him being 36, I think Big Jink is gone. But Adam Butler, I would definitely bring him back. 31 years old. His average market value is 2.9 mil. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with 2.9 mil for Butler. So let me go ahead and add that to the list here. Okay. And as far as free agency, defensive ends or defensive tackles, I'm sorry. I don't know if you've seen this, but the number 1 defensive tackle was Osa. I can't even say his name. Dallas. They signed him today, bro.
Yeah, they signed him today.
4-year, $80 million. So $20 million basically average salary a year. So they signed him to a 4-year, $80 million deal today. So he's off the deal. So right now, Milton Williams is the number one defensive tackle from Philly. He's 26 years old. Calais Campbell, 39 years old. Levi Onwuzurike is 27 from Detroit. DJ Jones is 30 from Denver. BJ Hill is 30 from Cincy. Jaron Reed is 32 from Seattle. Poona Ford is 29 from the Chargers. And Tershawn Wharton is 27 from Kansas City. Those are the top defensive tackles. Are you bringing any of those guys in?
I thought I'd seen someone from Washington come available. Forgot.
Ooh.
I think I just seen him. Because if that's the case, he's my number one.
Do you remember who?
I'm trying to remember his name. He was a beast in college, and he's a beast there. I don't know why he came available.
Let's see. You said he's a defensive tackle. I know because he was a free agent. They signed him to a contract, right?
Yeah.
Who is the defensive tackles for the Washington Commanders? I know who you're talking about because I wanted him in when he was a free agent 2 years ago. Deron Payne?
Yeah, Deron Payne.
Or Jonathan Allen?
Oh no, Jonathan Allen came available. I think they're not. They were trying to sign him to a contract, but I don't think they came into agreement.
Yeah, it says Jonathan Allen has been granted permission to seek a trade, indicating potential changes in the Commanders' defensive tackle lineup for the upcoming season. Okay. So again, he's still on a contract.
You have to trade for him, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I thought he came available. All right.
Well, I love Chat CPT. Like you can just say whatever, man. They'll tell you like on the spot.
Yeah.
So anybody on the defensive tackle, man? Like, I really, honestly, only really one. I would take a Flower on just because of the familiarity of Pete Carroll. There's only really one that I would try to go after.
Reed?
Yeah, Jaron Reed. I mean, he was drafted. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was drafted by, Pete. So he's only 32. His fair market value is $5.7 million. It's basically, he's young enough. You know what I'm saying? He's still young enough. He's 32. So, I mean, 2 or 3 year deal, but still bring somebody else in to compete. You know what I'm saying? You got Adam Butler. You're bringing Adam Butler back, to go along with Christian Wilkins. He's really the only defensive tackle, man, that I would take a chance on out of the defensive tackle. And maybe Poona Ford. Again, Poona Ford is I'm a Longhorn guy. I'm a Texas Longhorn guy. You know what I'm saying? He played and he also got drafted by Seattle. I mean, he's a Charger right now, but Pete Carroll drafted him. Let's see. When did Poona Ford get drafted by Pete? Let's see.
It goes 2016, 2018.
It was somewhere around in there. Like I said, I got off his draft picks. But anyway, he got drafted. He got drafted by Pete. So I mean, they may take a chance on him, and his fair market value is $6.6 million. So those would be the only two that I think that they may take a flyer on it if they decide to do so.
All right.
But anybody else on there, man, that you see that interests you?
I mean, I think the Commanders, Allen, if we could trade, if they feel like they can trade for him for like maybe a fourth or third, take on the contract, do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if not, just go, like I said, draft. Go through the draft.
All right, so linebackers. Amari Burney, middle linebacker, is the only middle linebacker that we have on the roster. Our two outside linebackers is Tommy Eichenberg and Amari Gaynor. And that's it. So we only have 3 linebackers on the roster. And our linebackers that we have in free agency is Robert Spillane, Devon Diablo, Kalavion Chason, Luke Masterson, and Kanai Mayago is our free agent linebackers. Are you bringing anybody back?
Yeah, so I'm bringing Chase on just because he's more of a D type linebacker, the Russian passer, and I will bring back my dog Spillane. You know what I mean, that's it.
Yep.
Everybody else can seek somewhere else and draft some guys. This linebacker. This draft is very deep in linebacker and running back, so I'm not worried about it.
Exactly. Yeah, that's me. Like, I like Luke Masterson. Whenever he come out, but he's not fast enough. You know, I wish he was a little faster. But you know, he's a restricted free agent. Like I said, they may bring him back. I mean, they may put a 10-year, they say like a 4th round pick if he does get signed because he's a restricted free agent. So if, he does go out there and somebody does sign him, I'm saying, hopefully whatever tag that we put on him, a 5th round, 5th round or whatever, and we'll get that back in compensation. But I don't see that happening or whatever. I will bring back, Spillane. I think Spillane was the heartbeat. He's a Raider. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Like he truly embodies that old school Raider mentality. You know what I'm saying? Like he don't give a F. And the one knock on him was that he couldn't cover. And these last 2 years, with the work that he put in, because he knew that was his weakness, and he turned that weakness into a strength, is the reason why, he's getting garnered, bro. Like, I honestly thought that that we would have a really good chance of bringing him back, that he wouldn't have a good market. But I think it was, who did Q have on the show yesterday? He had somebody, from
he had Tony Pauline from NFL.
Sports Kita or something like that. It was, yeah, Tony yeah, and he said that Robert Spillane was getting a lot of buzz, which sucks, but I'm bringing him back, and like I said, with his annual salary, again, this is his annual salary. This is what Sports Track has. He has 10.4. So I'm doing that. I'm doing that deal, and I'm also bringing back Kalavion Chason at $3.4 million. So I'm bringing those 2 back again, and like I said, trying to hit, maybe the draft. Definitely hitting the draft, but here's what we have in free agency. We got Zach Bond from Philly, 28. Ernest Jones from Seattle, 25. Nick Bolton, 25 from KC. Dre Greenlaw, 28 from 49ers. Jamie and Sherwood, 25 from the Jets. Levante David, 35 from the Bucks. Bobby Wagner, 35 from Washington. EJ Speed, 30 from Indy. Tyrell Dodson, 27 from Miami, and Kazir White, 29 from Arizona. Any linebackers that interest you?
I'll probably bring a big bad Wagner, just because he's great leader, still has it, and draft some kids. Draft kids behind him so that he can show them how to play.
I said that. Do you know what his market value is? You know what he's basically garnering out in the open market for Sports Track? $7.2 million. $7.2 million for a 35-year-old linebacker, but he's still doing it at a high level. I was shocked when I was putting my getting my stuff together. I was like, okay. I was like, Bobby Wagner, yeah, he'll probably be about $4 million, $3-4 million, $7 million. I don't know.
I'll pay that. I'll pay that for that leadership, G. Straight up.
Yeah, but he's a middle linebacker. If we bring Robert Spillane back, I mean, because he can't play outside. He can't play the weak or the strong. He has to play middle linebacker. So if we bring Spillane back, unless I don't know.
I really like Zach Bond though too from Eagles.
Yeah, but he's an edge. Like, I mean, because that's where he made his. They moved him. That's where he kind of struggled at linebacker, but Philly got him and moved him to edge. And you see what he did this year.
Yeah, well, that's kind of like Chase. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's more of an edge. So I'm like, because that was the first thing I was like, but damn, if I bring back Kuntz and if I bring back K'Lavon Chaisson.
Well, I mean, if you want to go with familiarity and a dog too, I don't know how much he still has in the tank, but Levante David from the Bucs.
Do you know what his market value is? 6.7 mil.
Damn.
I'm like, why y'all got? I mean, maybe it's the name. I mean, the production is still there, but I mean, like for 35-year-old linebackers, I don't see 6.7 and 7.2 million being something someone's comfortable with paying in the open market. I don't know. Maybe.
We're going to hit the draft for sure, though, with this.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so I don't – like, I would love to have
I wouldn't be mad if they bring in either one, honestly.
I wouldn't either. Just because of, like you said, the leadership. I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
Because we can't go into the season with Amari Burney, Tommy Eichenberg, and Amari Gaynor and some rookies. No, we can't. We got to have Robert Spillane coming back. We got to have a Bobby Wagner or a Levante David to go in that room. So somebody's got to come in there as far as a veteran. We can't have that as being our only linebackers with some rookie linebackers coming in the draft. So I agree. One of those, either Robert Spillane or one of those two veteran linebackers, is probably going to be on the roster just for that simple on the experience. Cornerback. Jack Jones, Jacorian Bennett, and Decamerion Richardson is the only cornerbacks that we have on the roster. And our free agents is Nate Hobbs, Darnay Holmes, Sam Webb. We did have Key Blue Kelly, but we signed him to a 2-year, $1.945 million. Which is an average salary of $972,500. I don't know if you've seen that or not, but we signed him 2 days ago.
Yeah, I saw that.
So 23-year-old cornerback. So now we have him, Decamerion Richardson, Jacorian Bennett, and Jack Jones as our cornerbacks. Do you think we bring back Nate Hobbs?
I don't know, man. The injury history there might not. Well, if he doesn't garnish a value, a market value, then maybe. You know what I mean? Because of the injury history. I don't think we will.
Again, that Tony Paulina said that what he's hearing that Nate Hobbs is garnishing a 3-year $35 million contract, basically an average of a 10 point. I think the average is like 10.1, 10.2. That's he's getting a lot of him, Spillane, and somebody else. There was 3 that he named that said that they're getting a lot of buzz.
Trayvon Moehrig.
Huh?
Trayvon Moehrig.
That's who it was. Yeah, it was Trayvon Moehrig, Robert Spillane, and Nate Hobbs.
Yeah.
So
honestly, I would try signing. I would try signing all 3 as much as I could, but this is one of them's going to walk. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's see. Trying to look and see what the value was. So the cornerbacks that we have in free agency is DJ Reed, Charvarius Ward, Byron Murphy, Asante Samuel, Carlton Davis, Nate Hobbs, Rasul Douglas, Dante Jackson, Mike Hilton, Paulson Adino, Stephon Gilmore, Christian Fulton, James Bradbury, and what was the other guy that got released?
Darius Slay.
Darius Slay. Those are the cornerbacks that's available.
I like that dude Reed. AJ Reed.
DJ Reed.
DJ Reed. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I probably would rather sign Hobbs though.
You'd rather sign Hobbs?
Yeah, but Hobbs is a nickel. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's the nickel.
So I mean, I don't know. I was a big fan of Jack Jones, but then I don't know. Last year he kind of got me off, like not really into him anymore. So I don't know if Jack Jones stays or not. If he does, that's cool. Maybe he gets better.
Yeah,
but I think we need to bring another guy to compete with him.
I agree, and the size, like he, even though he has the skill set of basically how Pete Carroll wants to run his his zone coverage for his cornerbacks, basically play off, play that zone to where he wants ball hawking cornerbacks that can either have PBUs or intercept the ball. Like he had Browning and Sherman, big guys that can break up the passes or whatever, or intercept the ball. They played really good in that scheme. Jack Jones has that, but he is on the smaller side because you got to be able to come up and tackle. Pete Carroll wants his cornerbacks to be physical. You have to be able to get the ball carrier, on the ground. Even though you give up the completion, he wants you to get them, basically, no yards after catch. They catch it, get him down on the ground, because he wants to play the long game. He wants to be able to make you, methodically go down the field. And at some point, you're going to make a mistake, either with an interception or a fumble, or, you're finally going to go 3 and out, offense gets the ball, then, So that's how he kind of runs his defense. And Jack Jones, as we see, he does tend to loaf a little bit, let the guy, catch, or let the guy, defender get behind him. He kind of falls to where he tries to make the big play.
He gets very undisciplined and sloppy at that point.
Trying to make the big play.
Yeah, that's what I don't like. And I mean, Richard Sherman, he was very, very disciplined with his gaps and his scheme.
His eyes.
Very smart too, you know what I mean?
So I was looking at, I did the PFF grade for the cornerbacks, basically the top 5. DJ Reed had a 70.7 PFF grade. Charvarius Ward had a 56.2. He was 148 out of 223, qualifying. So I'm out on Charvarius Ward, especially for the simple fact of what he said last year. You're going to get a hungrier me You know, I didn't play hungry this year. So you basically took the 2024 off, you know what I'm saying? You know, with San Francisco having, you know, the injuries, you know, they wasn't really up there like they normally have. So he basically, you know, said he didn't play hard. I don't like that.
Now I don't know if I'm mistaken. Don't quote me on this, but wasn't he the one that had a very tragic accident with his daughter?
I don't know.
Because if that's the case, then he did have a big excuse there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would have to go back and look and
so I'm not sure if it was him though, but I gotta look back.
Okay. DJ Reed, like I said, 70.7. He's 43. My number one guy for me is Byron Murphy. He's 27 years old from Minnesota. 72.8 PFF grade. He was 32, ranked 32 out of 223. So he would be my number one. And my number two is Carlton Davis. Again, Spottek drafted him with the Bucks. Yep. He has the size. He's 6'3", 220 or 218 or something like that. So he has the size that Pete Carroll likes. 74.5. He was the highest graded cornerback in the free agent market. He was ranked 29th. And then obviously Nate Hobbs now. So check this out. Nate Hobbs, 61.4 PFF grade. He was 110 out of 223. So, and here I got it here. I thought this was kind of interesting too, to kind of see like his, again, this was last year. You can say, well, you know, he's injured, you know, with everything that was going on. But Nate Hobbs, his rookie year was his best year. Hobbs had an impressive rookie year, earning a PFF grade of 80.1 in coverage and basically a overall grade of 78. 2022, his performance declined. His overall grade was a 60.9. 2023, Hobbs showed improvement, basically achieving a 69 overall grade. So he went from 60.9 to a 69. And then 2024 season, his performance dipped slightly with an average grade of a 61.4, ranking him 110 out of 223 cornerbacks. So basically 60.9, 69, and 61.4 is his PFF grades the last three seasons. Other than his rookie year, he was at a 78 overall grade, and he had an 80.1 coverage grade. Much as I like Nate Hobbs, you know what I'm saying? That's enough body of work for me, and he's pretty much been in PG scheme with the last 3 years.
And he's been hurt too. So he's been hurt, so that's another thing.
Yeah. So if he's garnishing what that Tony Paulina said that he's garnishing out in the open market, hey, kudos, bro. Go get your money.
Yeah.
Go get your money. You know what I'm saying? I just don't like I love Nate Hobbs. I love his fire. I love his his demeanor, you know what I'm saying? But those grades, again, we're not in the business to make, you know what I'm saying, to personal and be friends or whatever. We're trying to win, games. I'm trying to see, as a Raider fan, I want to win games. Yep. Those grades scare me. 3 years in a row, he's in the 60s. Yeah. I'm waving bye-bye to Nate Hobbs. To me, I'll take my chances in getting a Carlton Davis or Byron Murphy, and then I have on the roster Kiku Kelly, the Cameron Richardson, Jacorian Bennett, and like I said, Jack Jones is still on the roster. I'll take my chances with those, man, and then whatever rookies we bring in. So.
Actually, I honestly, to replace. Now, I don't want to say to replace them, but kind of take the what's it called, the heat, the heaviness from Nate Hobbs and go. I would bring back Sam Webb.
Yeah.
You know what I
And
mean?
he's an ERFA.
Yeah.
So basically, if they do decide that if they do offer him a tenure, would be a minimum league minimum of 960,000. So he still has that option. A lot of these guys that I didn't say Sam Webb. It's just for the simple fact he is that ERFA. I don't know what they're going to do. You know what I'm saying? So he's technically still on the roster, but he's not on the roster. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I really like the Bucks cornerback too. Actually, I would replace Jack Jones with him.
Carlton Davis.
Yeah,
yeah, I would too. Like if we went out and got Carlton Davis, Jack Jones is basically he's heading to the bench as a depth player. Carlton Davis is starting along with Dorian Bennett as the other cornerback.
Yep, I agree.
Safety. So we have we got Trey Taylor, Thomas Harper, and Chris Smith as our safeties. Our free agent safeties is Marcus Epps, Trayvon Merrick, and Isaiah Palmau, but we re-signed Palmau, so he is now back on the roster. So the only two we have now is Marcus Epps and Trayvon Merrick.
I would do whatever it takes to sign Trayvon Merrick. Now that we have cut Pops, we'll probably free up some money there to bring him back. And probably go hit in the draft for one, or maybe even bring a competition through FA, or if you let go of Moore, bring one of the top free agents at safety.
So I was looking at that, and I'm glad you said that because I was like, okay, well, if we let him go, just get safety, right around the same, like 15.1, 17.7. 15.9, 15.7, 15.5. Then you get down to the lower end, 10.6, and then 5.8, which is the bottom half of the state of the top, which is Justin Reed. They're all 15.5 high. And 15.7. So if we're going to do that, we might as well just go ahead and trade America. But they're going to be paying that with the other safeties. And he has fair and with the with the defense. He basically was the leader back there on the back end. Ross Spillane was, the green dot for the middle line, but Trayvon Merrick had the green dot for the safeties. So, I mean, he really stepped up when Marcus Epps went down. You know what I'm saying? He was the leader back there.
So I would say bring him back and just draft depth in the upcoming draft. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And probably bring some depth players at the safety position, but I think Trayvon Morgan and Paul Mahler are probably the future. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep. Now, I was also hearing that Thomas Harper, he's 24 years old. We have 2 years left in his contract. From what I read, they absolutely love Thomas Harper. Like they feel real confident that Thomas Harper is going to be a player.
Oh wow!
So that's why they're not really sweating like bringing Marcus Epps back. So to have Merrick come back, they already re-signed Palmau, and then Thomas Harper. They're raving, about Thomas Harper. Said that he has a lot of potential, that they like what they see. I think that'd be a pretty good safety. room, and then like I said, you still have, you know, Taylor. You know, that's Ed Reed's nephew that we drafted, you know, last year, and then you know, Chris Smith from Georgia.
Yeah, who was also pretty high regarded. You know what I mean? So
exactly. I think he just got hurt last year. You know, he had a season-ending injury last year. So I think the big key here is bringing back Merrick.
Yeah,
I think that's the true key, bringing him back, and I think those other guys. I like that. I like the back end.
Yeah, I do.
And then, like I said,
I would love to bring I think Spytek's gonna probably go hard on what's his name from the Bucks, DB. So
Carlton Davis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, I would love for that to happen.
So yeah, I pretty much spent all basically what I had left is basically Trayvon Merrick. So I spent pretty much all the free agents. Again, you know, that's not actually true to form, because a lot of these contracts are going to be, you know, front loaded with guaranteed money, you know, signing bonuses and stuff like that. So a lot of these contracts probably, you know, say, you know, Trayvon Merrick probably be 7-8 million on the true hit, or, you know, salary cap for 2025.
Yeah.
You know, instead of having the full, you know, 15.7, you know, same thing with the quarterback. I think the quarterback, you know, 5 million of it is probably going to be true against the 2025 salary cap. The rest of it is going to be, you know, guaranteed money and signing bonuses or whatever. So they'll be able to do all that. Plus, you still got to have money for the rookie class or whatever. So, but I mean, as you see, you know, Raider Nation, you know, we was able to kind of put together, you know, what we think that a legitimate roster could look like. I think if you paid attention to the exercise, a lot of this was bringing back our own, and that's what I hope they do, is bring back, you know, your own, because we have talent, as EP alluded to early in this process here, that he, you know, when I said that Denver made the playoffs with the rookie, you know, quarterback in Bo Nix, that he said that our roster was better, that he felt our roster was better, which our roster, you know, is better than Denver's. But, you know, as of right now, it's not, because a lot of our roster is free agents. But if we do the right thing, and I think that they will, and bring back a lot of our own, there's not too much out there in the free agency that we really need to spend. You know, as EP alluded, basically linebackers for the experience and leadership, you know, voice aspect of Devontae David and a Bobby Wagner, bringing in a young cornerback in either Byron Murphy or Carlton Davis, which he has Spytek has ties, bringing in a dog and either James Daniels or Tevin Jenkins at guard. Bringing in, like I said, it's not even, you know, like I said, we wasn't really like 100% on bringing a running back or wide receiver. You know, the main ones was quarterback, cornerback, offensive line, and that's it, really, as far as not our own.
Yeah, that's it, man. I mean, we did pretty much. I think, like I said, I like building to the draft, so we're gonna have to get a quarterback in the draft sometime in the near future. You know what I mean? Hopefully, hopefully in this draft, and not if not, take another swing next draft. You know what I mean? But we have to bring our franchise quarterback, and we have to bring some competition for Aiden and free agency. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. There's some guys out there. It's just the money and the will to want to play here, and the will to actually want to be great, not just for the money. You know what I mean?
Right. I think the days of being a country club organization where you just come in and, you just looking to get that big last payday and ride off into the sunset, I think those days are over. I think they made it very clear, or John Spatek made it very clear. If you don't come in to compete, if that is not your attitude coming in, you won't be here. And that was his words. You won't be here, and that's okay. You can go somewhere else, but you just won't play for the Raiders.
Yeah.
And I like that. He didn't say
I love what Spytek says all the time, man. I don't know if you heard in the combine. Look what he said at the combine. He said, we're looking for players that love the game of football. If you tell me that you like football, I don't like that. I want to hear you say, I love football. I want to make sure you love football, not like football.
Yeah.
That's
crazy. He said that, one of the questions that he asked, or, that he asked or whatever is like, like I want people that say that, like you said, that football is my life. Like, on a random Thursday night, I'm watching Dayton versus Rice football game. You know what I'm saying? Like on a random Thursday night. Not just, I didn't really watch football. He said he asked, the prospect, like, well, I really didn't watch football, growing up. He was like, what do you mean you didn't watch football?
Yep.
Do you love this or do you like it? You know what I mean? And so that goes to your point, what he was saying. He's like, I want guys that said, yeah, on a random Thursday night, I'm watching Rice and Dayton play because I love football, So, yeah, it's just like, like I said, he didn't say it derogatory. He didn't say it like, like in a mean-spirited way. He just said that you're not a Raider. You just won't play here. You can go somewhere else, but you won't be part of the Raiders. If you make this team, you earned it.
Yes, sir. That's correct. Yes, sir. So I'm excited. Like I said, I'm not worried. Raider Nation, we're up for a good year, man. It's gonna be some interesting next couple months, and we're all here for it, man. We're all here. We deserve this. It's been a long time coming. I'll tell you that.
All right, Raider Nation. We'll hit that like and subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a commitment to bring you excellent. I think me and EP do a really good job of trying to bring some great content to you. We try to break it down for you. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of you guys, especially, EP, doing what he does and not being able to be really invested at 100% all the time because, you know what I'm saying, he's got to provide for, for the fam and make sure, you know what I'm saying, that they're set up nice and everything like that. Same thing with you guys. You might not be able to, get Raider content or be able to really dive in as much as you would like to. So that's why, me and EP is here. You know what I'm saying? That we'll do the dirty work for you. We'll make sure we break stuff down for you and try to bring you the best content that we can possibly do for you guys. And you're not going to want to miss the next episode. The next episode is going to be really juicy. It's because we get into.
I'll be ready for the draft. That's for sure. He knows that. Yeah, that's my thing. But I'm not a free agent guy. I never have. My dog GD knows that I'm not a free agent guy. I like to build to the draft.
Yep. So. And that's at before long. That's how we're going to be. We're going to be one of those organizations that that builds in the draft. That basically maybe piece here and there. Getting in free agency is going to be an outlier, where we just, like whatever piece we get is a piece that's going to take us over the top, in free agency. And that's the way it should be. You know, it is, you know, you shouldn't be dipping into, you know, free agency for 4 or 5 different players. You know what I mean? You should be able to draft and build within and build your team homegrown. And I think with the leadership that we have, I think we're on the right track to do that going forward. So,
yes, sir.
All right, Red Nation, y'all stay up, man, and we'll hit you guys with the next episode, which is going to be the draft. We're going to do prospect breakdowns. We're going to do our rankings. You know, our top 5, top 10, or whatever at each position, and then we're gonna follow that up with a mock draft. So, all right, Red Nation, y'all stay up.
Later.